Hi everyone, welcome to our session today, which is an introduction to H5P. I'm going to get started. Welcome everyone. My name is Marion Murphy. I am an e-learning technical officer with the TEL department here at MTU in Cork. And you're very welcome to today's session. As I mentioned, this session is an introduction to H5P. So just to give you an overview of what we're going to cover today, we're going to look at what is H5P, what are the benefits of H5P for students, what are the benefits of H5P for lecturers. I'm going to talk about some of the different H5P content types that you could use on your modules. I will talk about, I'll show you how you can access H5P on Canvas and how to choose your H5P learning content. I will show you some examples and demonstrate those examples. And the ones I'm going to show you are the accordion, the image hotspot, multiple choice question. And I'm also going to show you an example of an interactive video with some interactions on it. So first of all, we're going to look at H5P and its benefits. So what is H5P? So H5P is essentially what we call an authoring tool, which is used within Canvas to create different interactive content and learning activities for students. It's widely used in educational settings to help enhance learning. And the content is responsive and mobile friendly, so it provides a consistent experience across multiple devices, which is obviously very useful for students who are using multiple devices on a daily basis now. So looking at what the benefits of H5P are to the student, first of all. So it will enhance engagement in that there is a diverse range of interactive content types provided by H5P. There's over 40 different content types available that you can use on your Canvas modules. And this will make learning more enjoyable and interactive for the students. The students are they're actively participating in the learning, in that they're maybe looking at an image hotspot, they're clicking on different things, so they're actively learning as they're going through the material, so it helps with their understanding and retention of that material. If they do any type of activities on any type of H5P activities, they will get immediate feedback, so they can understand their mistakes, straight away and learn from them in real time. That's especially true on any of the different questions that they could be asked on the learning content. The H5P content is accessible, so it promotes an inclusive learning environment for all learners, and it's flexible, again, as I mentioned, which means it can be accessed on various devices. And the student inline interaction means that the student doesn't have to move away from the module content, so they can take part in those learning activities within the module itself. So what are the benefits for the lecturer then? So the lecturer can chunk the content, their learning material, into manageable bite-sized chunks, which is very useful. And obviously on the other side then that is helping to engage the student, so the student can zone in on different aspects of the learning material. It's as I mentioned, it's responsive and accessible, so all students can interact with the content. There's different content types to ensure that various different learning styles are catered for. You create your content, your content and activities directly within Canvas, so you don't have to go to a separate location to create the activities, which is great. There's a low learning curve, and I'll show you very simple examples of that today. And H5P also provides detailed reporting features as well. So then looking at the different H5P content types. So they are classified into the layout content type and the activity content types. So firstly, layout content types is really about organizing and presenting your learning material for the student to navigate and explore. And as I mentioned, two of the examples of H5P content types that I'll demonstrate today are the accordion and the image hotspot, and I'll talk more about them in a second. And then you have the activity content types where you're creating active learning activities for students to interact with and to receive immediate feedback. And the example I'm going to show you on that today is the multiple choice question. So then just some examples on the layout content types then. So we have dialogue cards, which are text-based turning cards. We have a course presentation. This is where you create a presentation using H5P, and then you can add interactions to that presentation as well. We have bar and pie charts to represent numerical information. We have the column, which is basically where you combine different H5P content types into a column layout. We have the accordion, which is the one I mentioned, and that's vertically stacked expandable items. And you have the image slider, which is where you have multiple images on the slider that the student can move through. And there are just a few of them, there's many more there. And I'll direct you to a link to where all our instruction documents are there as well shortly. On the activity content types, then you have what's called an interactive video, and this is really just a regular video that you can upload, but what I suppose enriches it is that you can add different interactions on the video at different time points during the video. So it means that the student can stop at different points when those interactions pop up. So I will be showing you just an example of that as well. We have the drag and drop question type, which is where the student has to drag information to a drop point to answer the question correctly. We have the image hotspot, which is where you upload an image and then you can add multiple information points to it, as that's for the example I'm showing today. You have different question types, so true or false, multiple choice, or fill in the blanks, or some examples of those. And you have flashcards where you have where you could have images paired with questions and answers as well. So how to access H5P on Canvas then? So when you create your Canvas page, this is what it will look like. So you'd have your page title here. And then this is where you'd be normally adding your learning material. So this is called the Rich Content Editor. And this is the H5P icon here where you choose if you're adding some layout content type or activity content type. So you just click on that and then you're brought into this screen, which is the H5P screen, where you then will choose to use whichever feature that you want to for your learning activity. So you can put in the search bar here what H5P content type you want to use, and then just it'll come up here, and then you just click on the option there. But I'll show you that in the demonstration anyway. So just then in relation to the examples and demonstrations I'm showing you today, just to look at those a little bit deeper. The first one is the accordion, which is where you have vertically stacked expandable items, and that's a little image of it there. So this is really useful in that it means that you're avoiding having a big long kind of section of text where you can use something like an accordion. It reduces the amount of text that's essentially presented to the students. So the student can see what the headlines are for the material, and then they can decide to take a closer look by expanding the title. So this can be really useful for providing optional in-depth explanations on learning material. The example I'll show you today is on the marketing mix, which is product, price, promotion, and place. And it kind of works really well for something like that. The next one then is the image hotspot. So this is where you upload an image and you can add multiple information hotspots to it. So these hotspots then can be clicked on by the student, and a pop-up then will show up containing what the heading is for the material, and you have options there, either text, video, or audio to display as the pop-up. In my example today, I'll be showing just simple text. And then you can add as many hotspots as you wish to the image hotspot feature. The next example and demo then I'll be showing you is the multiple choice question. So this can be an effective assessment tool. The student is given immediate performance feedback so they can see right away where they've made, if they've made a mistake, and they can learn on the spot really. And you can have single or multiple correct options per question there. And the final example I will show you is the interactive video, where the video is enriched with interaction. So it could be explanations, it could be extra imagery, it could be fill in the blanks and multiple choice. There's there's many different interactions you can add on the interactive video. The interactions may or may not pause the video. You can choose whether they can do that or not. And then you can add an interactive summary at the end where the student is presented with some statements, and they can choose which is the correct statement there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go over to my Canvas module and show you how to do those specific content types. Jane, can I just ask if you can see the Canvas module there, please?
Yes, all looking clear. Thanks,
Okay,
Marion.
thanks, Jane. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go in here to the marketing mix example. So here I have I have a business background, so I've used a few business concepts here to demonstrate. So I've got my learning material here on my Canvas page, and then down here I've put in an accordion with what are the 4 Ps of the marketing mix. So the student then can click on, they can see the title, the heading first, and then they can click down through each of the options as they require. So I'll just I'll demonstrate on how to actually create the accordion there. So again, we have the same material here, and if I go into edit, so I'm just going to edit the page, and I just go down here under where I want to add my H5P accordion. So I just click on H5P, and then you click on add content, and then you just click on accordion, or you type in accordion, and then you just select accordion there. So this is your H5P editor as such. So the first thing you see here is the title, and the title will not be shown to the learner will not see the title, but it's used for searching and reports. So we have to put in a title there. So I've put in there accordion and marketing mix there. So now I want to add, so this is the section where you add your panels. So the first panel I want to add is the product. Oh, I actually want to just share the link to this this instruction document as well. So I'll just put that in the chat for you. And I will add, so I've got my product, and now I want to add my text in relation to that. So you just have to, if you're copying from another document, you just have to do Control V there. And now I'm adding my next panel. So it is price, and I'll add the content there. And our next panel is promotion. It's remembering some of it for me, which is handy. And then our final panel is place, and you go to place. Okay, so if I just recap there, so you selected accordion, you put in your title here, and then you added your panels. So there's 4 panels. There's product with the title and the text, price, promotion, and place. And then you just save and insert. And then you have to save on the Canvas page as well. So that is our accordion. Is there any questions there, Jane, before I move on?
No, all good, all
Okay.
clear.
Right, I'm going to move on to my next example, which is the image hotspot. So here I've used a SWOT analysis as my example. So I have my learning material here a little bit, and then I've got an image here with what do the elements of the SWOT analysis mean? So I've got 4 information points here on my image. This was an image I just created on Canva. So the student then can click on the information spot, and they can see more information about that particular information, or that section there. So similarly with all of the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I'll just go to my demo section here to create that. So again, going to edit the page. I go into underneath the learning material, and I go to H5P and click on add content, and then I choose image hotspot, and you can see it's down the page there. So again, you've got your title. This is where you upload your image, and you add your alternative text for the image here for accessibility. The icon that's used, you can either use one that's predefined, which is provided by H5P, or you can choose an image that you want to use yourself if you want to customize something. Then you can add your icon here. So I'm going to use an information hotspot here where the student just clicks on it. So if I just go back up here and put my title in, so I have image hotspot for SWOT analysis. I'm going to upload my image here. You can add any copyright information if needed there, and then you put in your alternative text. So I have a table showing strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats information. That's just right there. So then I choose, I'm going to use the predefined icon. So that's the one provided by H5P. I'm using the information hotspot, and I'm happy with the color that's already selected. And now I've got my my image here. So I want to create my first hotspot. So we have the green dot here in the middle, which is what you use to actually create the hotspot. So I'm going to go over to strengths for the first hotspot. So move the green dot over to strengths, and I want to put in the header that this is the title for this hotspot is strengths. Then you choose the pop-up content. So you can choose between audio, image, text, and video there. I'm going to choose text. And now I want to add in the information on the strengths. And next one is I want to create a hotspot on weaknesses. So I move the green dot up there to weaknesses. And again, add in the text for the title, which is weaknesses, and choose text on your content there as well. And I'll choose the content for weaknesses. And my next hotspot then is going to be opportunities. So I pull the green dot down here, and opportunities in the header, choose the text content item, and then my text. And then finally, we'll do the last one, which is threats. So pull the green dot there and go to header, and threats is our title, and then our text goes in here. Or sorry, choose text first and then Control V again. So just to recap there, we have our title at the very top, which is basically not seen by the learner, but it has to be put in. We have uploaded our image there. We've our alternative text. We've chosen that we're going to use the predefined H5P icon. We're going to use the information icon for this example, and the color is going to be that purple color. And then we've got our 4 hotspots, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And then we just save and insert. And and now you can see your hotspot there. And then finally, you just save on Canvas. So that's it. And then we're going to just, our final demonstration is going to be on multiple choice questions. So in this example, I've just used Porter's 5 Forces as the learning material. And the student then is asked to answer a multiple choice question. So what elements of Porter's 5 Forces relates to the threat of increased prices on products raw material? So supplier power is the one I'm choosing there. And if I submit that, the student can see they got full marks, well done. They got some text feedback there as well. And if you look on the reports, you can see that Marion Murphy has attempted this 4 times, and you can see that information there on the reporting area. So just to do that example, we're going to go into our edit again and go down to underneath the learning material and go to H5P, add content, and then multiple choice. So again, we have to add in a title. So here I'm just putting in multiple choice, Porter's 5 Forces, and we just want to add the question. Okay, so our question is there, and then we want to add our options are available, what options the learner can choose from. So our first option there is threat of substitution. Okay, and underneath each answer, you can select which is the correct answer there. In this example, it's the next answer, which is supplier power. So then you just click on correct, because that's the correct answer, and you don't need to do anything then with the other answers, because they know then that is the correct answer to the question. So that's the competitive rivalry, and then the final option there is threat of new entrants. Okay, so we have our title, we've got our question here, we've got our available answers here. So threat of substitution, we've got supplier power, and we've selected that's the correct answer there. Competitive rivalry and threat of new entrants. So there are the 4 options there. And if we just go down here to where you have overall feedback, you can set up different ranges for your depending on what answer the student gives. So in this example, if I put 0 to 99, which means the student has got the wrong answer, I can put text in there for them to say, sorry, wrong answer. And then in the 100% where they chose the correct answer, they can, I would put in there, well done, top marks. And then you just save and insert. And you just finally then save on the Canvas page. And then you have your multiple choice question there. So finally, I want to show you an example of an interactive video. As I mentioned, the interactive video is where you can upload a video and then add interactions to it. So in this example, I've created a video on giving and receiving a LinkedIn recommendation, and I've added some interactions to it. So the first interaction it's an image that pops up with an example of a LinkedIn recommendation. And I've set that to display between 12 and 17 seconds. And then the next one is a link to the LinkedIn help articles on giving and receiving recommendations. And this displays between 30 and 35 seconds. And then the final one is where the learner can choose the correct statement, and this comes up 3 seconds before the end. I might just check, Jane, if the volume or you can hear that okay for me, please.
I'm not hearing the video now.
Okay. Okay, No worries, that's fine. We don't really need to hear it anyway for this, but I just want to show you where the interactions pop up. So I'll move I'll move along the video there. So you can see here along the bottom, there's little white dots. So that's the area where the interaction pops up for you. And then you can see at the end, there's a dot here that's signifying the summary where students can pick from a choice of different statements, pick the correct statement. So if I just move along here, so you can see this is the first interaction that comes up. This is just an example of what a LinkedIn recommendation would look like. And then if I move along to the next interaction, then we have a link here, which is where the student can access the LinkedIn help page on giving and receiving recommendations. And then the final one is down here at the end. So it's like 3 seconds before the end where the student can open up a summary so there's some text here. Now you've watched the video, please choose the correct statements from the following set of statements. So again, it's nice interaction there for the student. So there are my demonstrations and examples. I'm just going to stop sharing here again, and just to show you some, share my screen there actually again, just some resources that we can point you to. So can you see the screen there, the PowerPoint okay, Jane?
Yes, all good.
Good. Okay, so the TEL department has a YouTube channel, and there's various different recordings on creating different H5P content there. So I would advise you to check that out. We also have our TEL department library of instruction documents there as well. And I need to share the link to that, which I can do from here. Okay, thanks very much for sharing those, Jane. And I'll just share the link to the full library of H5P content there as well. And that concludes my examples and demonstrations. Is there any questions?